Next up, we have another talented football player out of the state of Colorado, Javion Smith-Combs, who comes from Cherry Creek. He will be attending Colorado State University. He's a 2023 signee with head coach Jay Norvell's program with the Rams. And Javion, let's start with the nuts and bolts as far as pronunciation of your name. It's not Javion, it's Javion, right?
Yep, Javion.
Javion. So we got to get that right, especially when I'm doing reports of you during broadcasts. Javion. And then you use both names, Smith and Combs.
I do.
Okay, gotcha. I've seen multiple numbers as far as your measurables published on the internet. What are you, 6'6", and then what, 225, 250, what is it?
I am 265 right now, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
So you keep getting bigger even after the December 21st signing.
Exactly.
Right.
And it stops.
Concerning that, when you talk about how big you're getting, I'm wondering, based on what I've been seeing as I research you, were you like a sudden growth guy? It seems like early on when you were playing youth football, maybe we're, not so much a D lineman guy, maybe a skills player. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did you have a growth spurt in middle school or high school?
So it wasn't a growth spurt. It was more like weight, if that makes sense. So like growing up, I've always played D line, but I played receiver, I played tight end, I played O line, I played fullback. So I really played everything. But once I got to high school, like as I started gaining weight, that's when I transitioned to more like a D line, outside linebacker guy.
Have you played any other sports?
So growing up, I played basketball. I started playing basketball in sixth grade. I actually got into it because an NBA player used to live in Colorado. They moved to Vegas now. His name is Jason Richardson, and his son's name is Jace Richardson. So I became real close with them. I would stay at their house. They would teach me all about basketball. So I kind of developed a love for basketball too. But I stopped growing at a young age. So I kind of started to more focus on football.
Okay, I see a lot of visuals, a lot of artwork. Is that part of who you are?
Yeah, it is. So growing up, I've always collected like pictures of me, my family, just memories, football rewards. And I like to just have them displayed because it honestly gives me motivation, because you can look back and see where it all started and I can see where I've gotten to today. And, you never want to forget where it all started and the things you had to go through to get to where you are.
You had offers with schools in other FBS conferences, including the Big 12. In the end, why was Colorado State your fit?
So honestly, it was the way they treated me. The things that they did, no other school did that. So I first got introduced to Colorado State back in the summer because I attended their football camp. And that's when I met Coach Buda Williams, if you know who that is. And we were doing one-on-ones, and me and him instantly had a connection. Like I won 2 reps, and then he called me back to go again. And then I won 2 reps. And then he called me back to go again, and I won 2 reps. So at that camp, he made me go 8 times in a row. And I didn't even know who he was, and he didn't know who I was. And after that day, they were always in contact. They'd always check up on me. Once the season started, they would call me once a week, just ask how I'm doing. Not even all just about football. Ask about my family. Of course, ask about football. So that was a big thing for me. And towards the end of the season, when I committed, I wasn't even planning on committing. I decided that day. That's kind of how it happened. Because I just felt in my heart, I was just like, this is the place I want to be, because they're clearly interested, and I'm interested in them. So it's time to get the show on the road. And that was actually the day that Coach Norvell came to visit me at my house, and I hit him with the news, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful. So that's why I chose Colorado State.
So I'm aware of Buda Williams. If you don't know, as you're watching us, Buda Williams is the assistant coach. He runs the defensive line unit. When I bring that up, we don't know. You're going to earn your spot. You got a long way to go. But are you projected to be an interior lineman or an edge athlete?
So that's actually the good thing about me. I could play anywhere across the board. I can play 7-tech, 3-tech, 2-tech. I even played a little bit of nose this football season. So that's what's really versatile about me. So I'm not really necessarily projected one specific position. with the whole D line.
Okay. And then how
Yeah.
about in-house here, in terms of all of us here in the Box State? Why
Mhm.
is it important for you to be one of these guys choosing a local university to attend and compete with?
Honestly, I'm a hometown kid, and it's always great to play for your home school. Honestly, so that was definitely another big thing for me and my family. It'd be easier for them to come see me a lot, and just things like that.
So, the Rams are in spring camp right now, but yet you're not attending the university yet. How do you stay connected and engaged with what's going on up there during spring?
I'm still in contact with the coaches, of course, but me and other signee Tanner Morley, we plan on going up to the spring game and also just to see a couple practices to, see what's going on, meet some guys, and just stay involved while we're still in high school and enjoying that part.
Okay. And you mentioned Tanner Morley out of Valor. He's one of
Yeah,
the other 2023 signees with CSU.
yeah,
Silas Evans from George Washington is another. What's your connection with
yeah.
Silas?
So funny story. Me and Silas, we actually go way back. We always played like 7-on-7 together, and we trained together. Even just last season when we were getting ready for our senior year, we were training together, and I never would have thought we would end up at the same school, honestly. And yeah, and I love Silas. Yeah, he's a good dude.
And you
Yeah,
think of more connections. Keegan Hollis is up there with CSU. He's a
yeah,
sophomore running back. He comes out of your Cherry Creek program.
yeah.
Are you guys tight?
We are actually. Um, right when I committed, he texted me. He congratulated me. He told me that he's glad to be able to play with me again. And even when he was at Cherry Creek, me and him were really close. He's a good dude too. He comes from a good family. And yeah, I'll definitely be hanging out with him a lot when I get up there.
Okay, and then one more connections question I want to ask.
Yeah.
Let's work within the Centennial League. Makende Wakalanje from
Yeah.
Grandview is up there.
Yeah.
And then Momo Wakalanje from Grandview, who plays
Yeah.
for Tom Doherty. Do you know those guys?
I do. So I'm not so close with the one that's already there, the oldest one, but the two
Okay.
younger ones, I'm actually really close with them. I talk to Momo a lot, actually. I look forward to playing with him too.
So if we continue with your high school experience, you won multiple state championship with Cherry Creek under head
Yes.
coach Dave Logan. How do you think that type of unique success and experience might strengthen what you're going to be as you become a FBS athlete?
Honestly, a lot of people thought, what we did at Creek was easy, but it really wasn't easy. So I think it'll translate because I know what it feels like to go through things. You know what I mean? Like I know what it feels like to fight adversity. We've lost games. I've had injuries, just things like that. So I think that definitely mentally prepares me for what it's going to be at the FBS level.